Good evening, everybody. Or as the late great Alfred Hitchcock would say, good evening. Welcome to a new edition to the episode 41 of Let's Draw on Something. I am your host, Craig Smith II, born and raised in 773, relocated to the 901, then moved to the 662 for a minute and relocated to 256 to put up with the bullshit. And I'm back in the 662, and y'all gonna definitely know how I do. Joining me is my co-host, Jimmy J. Smooth, aka Jimmy McShow You Right. Born and raised in 901. Now he representing the 832. And y'all definitely gonna know how he do, despite everything what's going on there. Tonight on this episode, Jimmy J, it's just entitled Freestyling. We're gonna freestyle on various issues that's going on right now, including the Greg Floyd situation. Memphis protesters had a visit from a neo-Nazi group, the NBA possibly returning, fan questions, and which I'm going to do at the top of the hour after I make my announcements of people of some other things. I'm going to address a person that had the nerve to say that me doing live streams are fake. So with that being said, what is going on, Jimmy McWright, Jimmy J Smooth?
Oh, we're talking about dropping, man. I hope everybody is safe tonight. Um, I just hope everybody's safe tonight. Whoever listening to this live stream, and if you can avoid the ruckus right now, please do so for the most part, because it's a lot of crazy things that's going on in a lot of these cities. But for the most part, man, let's what's the first topic we're gonna bring up, brother?
Well, before we do that, let's draw on something that's been brought to you in part by Trey Styles Custom Designs. There's nothing my boy Trey Murph cannot customize. Right now, he is doing all facial mask fitting during this COVID-19 epidemic. So hit him up if you want your mask to be styled in all in NBA, NFL, NHL, MLB, MLS soccer, or any other sport affiliation you like to do. Also, he does t-shirts of that caliber as well, along for and also for t-shirts for family gatherings as well. Hit him up at Trey D. Murphy on Facebook, or if you like to call him, 901-364-3698. That's 901-364-3698. And also, tell them that Craig Smith and Jimmy J Smooth sent you. If you mention our names, and if you mention this little nice little promo code, show you right, maybe he'll cut you a little discount on something. But you're gonna have to be honest with him. So that's gonna be promo code show you right. Murph will offer you a little something towards your order. So with that being said, first and foremost, let me go ahead and address, in case if anybody did not see yesterday's video that I did, I gotta address I addressed a person that's very close to me, and this stemmed from because of the fact that they were still in their feelings about an incident that happened, let's see, 5 days ago. Well, it was 4 days ago, because I addressed this yesterday. So, out of anger, I did say that there are 4 people that can be very honest about a person. And when they're very honest, you better believe them. A child, a drunk, an old person, and an angry person. Okay, so this person, like I said, I'm just gonna go off record and say, hey, I love him dearly. Went out the way. Well, as I always say, and even Jimmy borrowed this term, decide to go into business for themselves and talk about, you do all these live streams and podcasts and get on Facebook and be talking and doing your live streams, everything, and you talk all that fake shit. All that shit you do is fake. Jimmy, how long you know me?
I've been knowing you probably I'll say between 15 and 13 years. I'll say that because I don't have a estimated timetable. Yeah. But at bare minimum 10. I'll say at bare minimum 10. Okay. But at tops 15, 13. You know what I'm saying?
We'll just go with the 10 to 15 range. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. 10 to 15 range, yeah.
I have been called all kinds of things. You know, if you a racist white person or anything, you call me nigger. Okay? With the hard ER. Okay? I've been called when I one time in St. Louis, I was called a nigger. And I almost had to whoop somebody. I almost had to whoop that dude's ass too. I've been called but anyway, I've just been called all kinds of things. I've been called a nigger, a coon, which I'm far from. Cause I don't do no coonish type shit. I'm long ways from being a coon. I was called that one time. I was called a bitch. Because I always said when a man or another woman when a man or woman call another man or a woman a bitch, they talking about they self and their mama. That's straight up. That's straight truth. I've been called a motherfucker. And believe me, I have fucked plenty of mothers.
Me too.
But for a person to basically say that what I do is for a person that I'm not that has will go out the way and say that went into business for themselves this day and said that what I do, my live streams is fake. I get on Facebook and be talking all kinds of fake shit. Now let me thoroughly address this. There ain't a motherfucking thing fake about me. There's nothing fake about Let's Draw on Something. When and I'm going back on here, meaning myself and Jimmy J Smooth, when he's on my live stream, we don't talk about fake shit.
I don't.
And by the way, I should have just busted out said in the headline, welcome to the Okay, now this ain't gonna sit well. What the fuck? You alright, man?
I'm drinking something, man. Talk that shit, man.
Yeah, that's why I heard that you had that whistling in there. Cause they gonna say, well, damn, I'm glad Jimmy J ruined that moment.
No, talk your shit, man. Talk your shit.
When Jimmy J and we get on this live stream here, we don't talk about a whole bunch of fake shit. We talk about fucking real life, what the hell going on around here, which is what we're gonna talk about. But let me address. But see, when this person said, if they had said that to my face, I had that Dr. Davis Schultz, John Stossel image in mind.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nice little reference there. If nobody know what I'm talking about, yeah, when John Stossel fucked around and when we was interviewed, and David Schultz, he's a retired professional wrestler, and when John Stossel said to his face, I think it's fake, I'm just gonna let you see it right there. That was the image I had in mind. Be what I want to do. So what I do is fake, okay? I get on it. I do live streams like this because I enjoy doing them. And Jimmy J Smooth here suggested I would do it. And be honest with you, I really didn't want to do it, but because I didn't have confidence in myself. But if you go all the way back on my YouTube page and look up episode 1, I think I did pretty fucking okay. It's just been going further. Then that's when everything, the fan questions, and then what I do is fake. If what I do is so fake, we'll be getting a whole lot of fan excuse me. We'll be getting a whole lot of fan questions pouring in for us to answer. I wouldn't be telling stuff if what I do on here is fake. I wouldn't be telling stuff about what the fuck happened in my life. I don't go all too personal. If what I do is fake, before we go on live, Jimmy J will have the reprimand by saying, I wouldn't get on there and say something like that. Couple of times I fucked around and said something I had no business. It was a family member got pissed off at me when I called him out and said some things about him. It was, it was the truth. But but he didn't like what I said, and he accepted my apology, but we still don't talk to this day. That's it, and that's his loss. But what I do is fake, okay? And the way I took that is like this. I replaced that I with we because we represent the majority of artists, whether it's podcast artists or visual artists or whatever. Professional wrestlers go out here. I made that announcement. Professional wrestlers go out of their way and wrestle 330 some days a year. Now they said back in the old school, they were pushing their bodies hard, a full 7 days a week, tearing their bodies up. All to put a smile on the kid's face and to make people happy and to get their bread. But at a cost. They break ankles, they break a toe, they break a nail, they break a finger, they tear ACLs, they do this and do that. But that's fake. But everybody say that's fake. But it's real shit. Like I said, my boy Jim McWright, if I went up to him and said, "Oh, Jimmy, the job you doing, man, that shit fake as hell." Let's just say, and again, I will say it again. If I told Jimmy J something like that about, man, your damn motherfucking job fake, chill ass on somewhere, I would get a verbal burn from his ass. Yeah, I'm an Army National Guard, and everybody say you ain't a real vet, you're a weekend warrior. It don't matter. I'm still a vet. But what people in the service, all branches of the service, when they go over all these cross these seas, they come back looking normal one way, and they'll leave the states looking normal, and they come back looking all fucked up. What's somebody look like saying, "Oh, that shit you did over there is fake"? Ain't nothing fake about somebody, huh?
I said that's interesting for somebody to say some stupid ass shit like that. But
you'd be surprised. Somebody will say some shit like that. Somebody told me one time at FedEx, talking about, I don't count Army National Guard as legit. They're talking about, man, that y'all be playing soul. What y'all do is fucking fake. Really? Okay. But we always be the first ones to get called up when some shit happens. Ain't nothing fake about that. My boy Trey Murphy. He loves what he do. He customizes t-shirts. He makes face masks and everything else. But let a person walk up and say, "Oh man, that shit you doing, that shit fake as hell, what you doing, all this old fake ass shit." Murphy laugh at it and say, yeah, he love, he love what he do, but in the end he makes money. And then for this person to get here and say that I be on my Facebook Live talking fake shit, I've gotten more Facebook views of me drawing than this person that got more views of they ass.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I'm being deliberate. I've got more. Let me rephrase that. I've gotten more views of me drawing. More folks be commenting, and they view my ass more drawing than this person that got a view of their backside when they were a baby. Let's just put it like that. Because again, I'm not saying their name, but what I do is fake. Okay. My talent ain't fake. It's real talent. But you ain't making no money off of it. You don't know what the fuck I'm making off of it. So if what I do is fake, guess what? They fake their own damn self.
Exactly.
If what Jimmy J to do is fake, guess what? They fake too. If what my boy Murph do is fake, guess what? They fake too. If veterans do it, if military veterans go and fight the wars, do what they fighting wars is fake, guess what? That person fake too. So that's one thing I appreciate what people say about me or anybody. You know, don't ever fucking call me fake. Don't ever say what the fuck I do is fake. But with Jimmy, when I deduce it, and as Murph said it best, people like that are supposed to uplift you instead of bring you down and trying to start shit all the time. You know, the right thing that could have been said was, well, Craig, yeah, you do them live streams and everything. Ain't nothing fake about it. Say, have you ever tried getting a legit podcast so you can make some money? In which I have said yes. That is something I would mind doing. You know, however time permits. I mean, if I get enough subscribers here on YouTube, hey, that's fine. I mean, if I get it, I don't care if the checks be like $460 for 4,600 subscribers or whatever. Yeah, my subscriber numbers are a little bit up and down, you know, but I don't post as much as I normally would do, because, you know, me working and stuff like that. But that, you know, podcasting is something I like to get in. It's something that I would like to get into. But as of right now, you know, what I do right now, my hobby or hobbies are not fake. So this person saying that I'm doing all this fake ass shit, guess what? You're a fake ass too. Now let's move. I'm done with that. Now let's move on to the topic. We're gonna talk about all this shit that's going on here in Minneapolis. This Greg Floyd situation. Man, there's protesting and stuff going on. Jimmy, he's been kind of filling me in on stuff. You know, like it's being said that, oh, they just attacking the majority of the black neighborhoods. No, they're not. They're hitting up white middle. They're hitting up all the neighborhoods in Minneapolis, St. Paul. What people don't know is Minneapolis, St. Paul is roughly about between 60 to 70% white and 30% black.
Mm-hmm.
But that cop is in worse shape. That cop is in fucking worse shape, dude. Now they talking about he wants to appeal for third-degree murder and manslaughter. If they let him,
which is some bullshit, but please continue, sir.
If they fuck around and let him get away with that, that dude will not survive out in the fucking street. Again, I'm not wishing karma, but if they roll with that, they find him not, and the jury find him not guilty of that shit, or if he gets charged with less sentence, because I think roughly manslaughter you do about at least. I know in Memphis you do about at least 3 to 5 years for involuntary. 3 to 5 years for 3 to 5 years for involuntary, 10 years for voluntary manslaughter.
Voluntary manslaughter, yeah.
So
between that movement.
Now, if they let him get away with that, that dude would not survive. That cop would not survive in prison. And they said he has a rap sheet because it said he has a history of
racial profiling.
He has and it's a very bad history, man.
Yeah, and what's crazy about Minneapolis is have been one of the few cities in the United States to accept interracial dating. Again, my stance is, I don't recommend it, but I'm not going to play the dick police. You know what I'm saying? So that's my stance on it. You know what I'm saying? But if you like who you like, that's your thing. But Minneapolis have been one of the few cities, to openly allow it. Even before the 1960s, you know, it was a lot of interracial dating in that city. Even though it's always been mostly white city, but that's one of the few cities to where you didn't see a nigga get lynched because he was dating a white woman. For the most part, I'm not saying it never happened, but in the general sense, compared to the South, compared to places like Chicago, compared to places like New York and other major metropolitan areas, it had been socially acceptable to date interracially. You know what I'm saying? So when you got dealing with people out there that are racist as hell, that's on the police force, and they see that, it fucks them up. You know what I'm saying? So it pisses them off. So it's one of those things to where it's been a pattern of people in Minneapolis that's been getting killed by the cops. This ain't the first person to get killed by the cops. There's been quite a few people out there that have been getting killed by race soldiers per se out there in Minneapolis. So when you see when these guys see that, it rattles their jimmies. You know what I'm saying? So as Craig stated, man, everybody's neighborhood's been going up in flames, and I've had to correct people on it, because everybody lives in a close proximity from one another. It's not a very big city. It's the county, Hennepin County. Hennepin County is only 551 square miles in land. Houston is bigger than that. The city of Houston is 675, 650 square miles, depending on who you're talking to. So we're a lot bigger than that entire county. Most people county is bigger than a lot of major cities, but in this case, it's not a very big city, and it's not a very big county for that matter. So people don't understand the geography around. People don't understand the geography around what's popping and what's dropping, brother Marcus. Man, much respect. Man.
What's up, Marcus? Salute, bro.
This man be on everybody. He be on everybody.
Hey, that's good, bro. I mean, shit. Support flowing in. Oh, and Marcus, you tuned into a very fake ass edition of Let's Draw on Something.
don't do stuff like that. But no, it's Minneapolis is a very densely populated. St. Paul is a very densely populated. And like I say, a lot of people, it's not a lot of murders that go on out there. Because a lot of people wanted to jump on the coon train talking about, well, what about black on black crime? Motherfucker, black on black crime ain't got nothing to do with this whole situation, because when Ray Ray and Pookie shoots one another, guess what? They black ass go to jail. When a white person kills a black person, we gotta tear down a fucking city just to get this Peckerwood going to a whole nother motherfucker. This motherfucker go to goddamn jail. What the fuck is that? You
now cannot compare Atlanta.
You cannot compare the two situations, because guess what? You're basically, when a motherfucker say, what about black on black crime, after a race soldier officer commits a crime, they're basically saying, I'd rather white daddy kill me. That's basically the nonverbal message that they're sending to other black people. I'd rather white daddy kill me. That's what you're saying in so many words. You might not verbally say that, but that's basically what you're saying in so many goddamn words. Which every time I see motherfuckers that say that shit, either they're getting blocked off my Facebook page, because I don't got time to perpetually hear that. You know what I'm saying? I've been trying to give people a benefit of the doubt about, I've been trying to educate y'all people. First of all, let's put black on black crime in perspective, because I'm going to get back to the topic in hand, but I want to address this. There are certain jurisdictions in the United States, certain police jurisdiction, where even if a police officer sees somebody get killed in cold blood, he does not have to make arrest. Did y'all know that? Did you know that, Craig? There's certain jurisdictions. Say what now?
I didn't know that.
There's certain jurisdictions in the United States where if an officer see you get killed, he doesn't even have to make an arrest.
Wow.
But people want to make a deflection on talk about what about black on black crime. And for the most part, in a police handbook is what you should do. For the most part. Now, if you're the only one of a handful of officers in a certain city, there's things you must do, and there's protocol you must follow. But for the most part, most of that police handbook, because outside of a lot of these race soldiers, I do have police officer friends. You know what I'm saying? Well, I had police officer friends when I was living in Memphis that I took up martial arts with. That was on the Shelby County, that was on the DeSoto County, that was Crittenden County. We trained guys all over the Memphis metropolitan area. Everybody's police handbook says the same thing. It's what they should do versus what they must do. So I don't know if Memphis or any of those counties follow under those jurisdictions, but we got to put crime in perspective. We got to put black on black crime in perspective, which is why I've been saying, hey, we need to have our own police department so we won't be having to go through this shit all the damn time. Because I've been saying this for years, and you can dislike me or get mad at me for saying this. We're dumb as hell for allowing another group of people come in our neighborhoods and police us. It's dumb as hell. You might feel different. Well, we still need to get along. How can we get along and we don't have the economic base to fight this particular crime situation, to control it enough to where we can get the politicians and say, hey, black on black, we got crime in our community and we want to stop this. And we don't have an economic base to keep these fools off the streets. But back to what I'm saying with this riot, because I wanted to throw that out there so people can understand before they say this stupid ass shit. In Minneapolis, everybody's neighborhood is going up in flames. And it's been people providing this information. The local news have said everybody's neighborhood has been going up in flames. So they're not going to tell no lie about their goddamn neighborhood. And like I say, it's Minneapolis for the most part doesn't have, or I should say Hennepin County, Minneapolis metropolitan area probably doesn't have any more than 10 black neighborhoods for the most part. You know what I'm saying? You have the ghettos, but they don't have the crime rate because of the job market there. The job market, by percentage, has the same type of job market as Houston does. We have like a 95%, I think. Minneapolis is like 96, right around our employment rate. So for the most part, people is not going to commit crime out there, for the most part, because their crime rate is like 20, 60. It's not it's not a major crime rate like Fifth Ward. Fifth Ward probably got more crime in my old neighborhood where we used to have gunshots. If you listen to it very carefully, there used to be gunshots in the back of our live stream because I'm living in the hood. They probably have more fucking murders in that one fucking neighborhood. That one section of Houston have more murders than probably all of Minneapolis, St. Paul put together. You know what I'm saying? And we got other cities like Atlanta. They just burnt up. They just damaged the CNN building, and I think they damaged the CNN building. They throwing shit, and because my old
because they've been charged this cop with third-degree murder, man. I'm shout out to my cousin Tina. She said in her Facebook post, "I've never in my life heard of third-degree murder. Do this even exist? It exists now. I never heard of it either."
Nobody's ever heard of that stupid ass shit, and they're trying to find a way to get this dude off. What's going to end up happening is it's going to be another goddamn riot when this dude get off. And there's nothing they're going to be able to do. You can send a National Guard, send the NFL football team, all you want to, but people is getting tired of that shit. We're already in a pandemic to where nobody's really making money. Everybody have to sit their black asses and other ethnicity asses at home. So people ain't finna take no abuse when we ain't got nothing to eat. And in Atlanta, downtown Atlanta is probably like 7-10 minutes away from where my sister stay at. So we was gonna do the live stream at 9 o'clock, but what I had to call my sister and make sure she's all right because she's right smack dead. Decatur is east of downtown Atlanta, so I want to make sure they're all right. She's not even in the neck of the woods of that motherfucker because she's right down there, not too far from it. And so, because you got downtown Atlanta, then you got Midtown, and then you go back toward the You go back east, you got Edgewood, and before you get to when you get to Edgewood, you got what's that neighborhood? Druid Hills, which is a rich part of town. And then you got Decatur right there. So it ain't that far. It's a very close proximity from where she is. So I had to make sure she's all right and everything. He said everything. She wasn't even aware that they had a riot out there. That's how crazy. Because she was like, I'm not even looking at the news. But yeah, they tore up the CNN Center. I don't think they burnt it to the ground. But yeah, they fucking shit up. Yeah, he deserves at least a second-degree murder charge or in the death penalty. But for that fuck shit, everybody involved, Jackie Chan, Jet Li, and Mick Jagger, looking ass motherfuckers that sat up there and watched this motherfucker, all they ass deserve the death penalty. I'm just gonna keep it 1,010. You know, they need to get all of them. They need to get that Kung Fu Panda looking motherfucker who was just standing there looking at motherfuckers. I hate that bullshit. And you know, out here in Houston is turned up. As a matter of fact, I got home 3 hours normal. You know, they've already fucked up the bus schedule where I'm at. So, you know, me having this new job, you know, until I get back on the ball with the truck driving, I had to detour like a motherfucker. I had to detour.
Oh yeah, because you're driving now, right?
I'm not driving. I'm still on the bus, but that should change pretty soon. But I'm not driving until I'll probably get back on the road. But I'm gonna go to truck driving school here pretty soon. Yeah, I'm gonna try it out. You know what happened, but that's either good. I'll talk about it another show. But
gotcha. With
Houston, normally I have to commute from my new job. I have to commute from downtown. I have to commute from downtown to get back to Southwest Houston. But when I heard on ABC 13, because I got that ABC 13 app, so I keep up with all the news in Houston. They told us we had to make a detour, and then they told us, I say about 5:30, they say they're not allowing any incoming buses go to downtown Houston. It's gotten so bad to where by the time I got home, they said no inbound to downtown buses. They shut down the buses from going downtown Houston. So I had to make a detour, dude. I had to make a detour, man, because I'm far from it. I'm 35 minutes from where I stay from my job. You know, most of my job has been on the north side anyway, so I'm used to it. But it's like shit. They made a nigga do a whole 380 detour because of this shit that's going on. And they tore up some police department. They tore up some shit at the police department up in downtown, and again, they're probably gonna go, you're tearing up your neighborhood. No, motherfucker. Downtown is a neutral area of town, motherfucker. You can talk that shit in your city, but I know Houston. The part of Houston, the closest to the black neighborhood, I can't even say it's even Third Ward, because that's like where it begins from Midtown Houston. So they really not tearing up their neighborhood per se. It's really between Midtown and the beginning of Third Ward, which is still, you can't really say that's Haiti for the most part. So, but most of the shit is between Midtown, downtown. They tearing up shit up in that part of town. So you can't really use that thing, because in order to get to Fifth Ward, you literally have to get on the interstate to get to Fifth Ward. To Third Ward, you would have to either get on the train or walk from wherever the hell you at. So really, you can't really use that as an excuse. In Memphis, I know you mentioned the neo-Nazis that local media refused to tell you about. And, I looked at the protest tonight. I don't know if it's going to get I hope it's not getting turned up, because the guy that was speaking, and one thing I can say about the guy, I don't know who the guy's name is, but I listened to bits and pieces of it, and I was like, this dude's saying some real shit. Now, the only thing I didn't like about what the guy said was he was like, I had to ignore this dude because he was about to stab me. First of all, that's the one thing I had a problem with. For the most part, this guy ain't shucking the job. He's not tap dancing, bucking his eyes. But I gotta address that issue from a fighteristic, militaristic standpoint. Even though I haven't been in the military, you've been in the military, so you would agree. You don't ever let nobody swing a weapon, brandish a weapon at you, and under no circumstances. Even if you're doing a peaceful protest, nobody wants to be protesting and then have to whoop a motherfucker's ass. I understand that, but you don't ever give the advice of ignore a motherfucker if they got a goddamn weapon. And that's probably the reason why all of Memphis turned up, because they saw we wasn't gonna do nothing. But one thing about Memphis motherfuckers, if it's a problem out here, it's gonna get handled. If you starting some shit in Memphis, it's gonna get handled. That's one thing I can give to Memphis motherfuckers. If the police shoot somebody in Memphis, they gonna shoot 40 of them. That's what they did the damn last time. That's one thing you ain't gonna, you gonna hear your black on black coons out here, and that out there for the most part. What about black on black crime? And one thing I liked about how he handled that, outside of the thing he said, like, don't defend yourself. I'm as a martial artist, don't take that advice. If somebody's trying to give you the business, give them the business. Protect yourself, protect your eyes, limbs, protect all of your facial constructs so you won't be fucked up. Yeah, permanent scar. Don't ever do that. But one thing I respected what that dude. He was like, hey, look, I know y'all want to address crime in y'all community, but let's get to the problem at hand, which is police brutality. We're gonna come together and get to the crime. I can respect that. Instead of, well, what about black on black crime? Bitch, fuck you. The problem right now is police brutality. Yes, we have a black on black crime problem, but I've been telling y'all how to deal with it for years. Black people are going to have to control the police force or come up with their own police force to where they can control the crime. Because again, you're living in a prison for profit system. You're living in a prison industrial complex to where all I got to do is pay Dusty Rusty Negro over here, and I can shoot up your whole block. It happens in Chicago. Yep. Chicago is the only city in the United States where they have less than a 70%, hell, even less than a 50%. The conviction rate. A lot of those dudes don't end up getting caught. That's because of the Chicago PD is in on a lot of those crimes.
Hell yeah, and that's why. And I mean, cut you off, and that's why I always say, and that's why I always said, growing up when they in Chicago, man, Chicago PD handle their business. Because like I said one time, that's why my moms and pops always tell me, we're coming home, don't go through that alley. Because you don't know what, because it's a lot of problems being handled behind that, but in them alleys. Now, the only time I did vent, and I know the only time that I did have to go through an alley, me and the friends, we were being chased. We were being chased by some folks. So we ran the alley, and we ran in the and we ran through my yard where we was living there, and Pops was mad with me about it, and he was like, I thought I told you don't be coming through that alley. And he said, somebody chasing us. So we ran. He told us to get in the house, and then he went to see who it was. It was two guys. It was like, can I help you something? Talking about, so we looked for them boys that saw us do such and such. Ain't nobody cut through here. And he said, yeah, they cut through here. They gone. So whatever was going on, they was beat. We witnessed a guy getting beat up. So that was a reminder. That was a reminder. So we witnessed a guy getting beat up. So that's why, the only time I ever stepped foot in the alley again was when I had to take some garbage out. That was it. Because we had garage. Because Chicago all their houses gonna have a damn garage.
That's true.
And then, because it's like if, all that garbage juice and all that other little stuff, folks be outside in the back, and we only went out there twice. That was throw away garbage, and then to clean that little portion of the alley out and stuff like that. So, and I agree with Marcus. Marcus, he deserved first degree murder.
Exactly.
But like you said, yeah, I believe the percentage has gotten lower now. Because hey, minute motherfucker get shot by somebody today, they got their ass today.
Oh yeah, and like I
That's how it
say,
is. Some cities they take forever. They take forever and ever and ever. Police take forever and ever and ever and ever catching some motherfucking body. Chicago gonna get your ass right then and there. Oh,
yeah,
Jimmy
when they
McWright shot this dude. Okay, Jimmy. Yeah, we got him.
yeah, but like I say, today the clearance rate is less than 50% right now over there. And a lot, like I say, the Chicago PD be
Right.
in on a lot of those murders. They be saying, well, it's gang related. Well, why haven't you caught somebody? Why haven't anybody got in custody? The clearance rate back in the day was totally different. But you know what I'm saying? Now the clearance rate is less than 50%, and that's the only city that has less than a 50% clearance rate. Uh, you know, when I say clearance rate, conviction or somebody that's in police custody. That's what I mean by clearance rate. That's what the word I was looking for. But Chicago got tens of thousands of cameras. In that little small 232 square mile city. You know what I'm saying? So it'd be a lot of bullshit out there now. You know what I'm saying? Which explains why Chicago don't have a lot of. That's why Chicago don't have a lot of people living up there like it was back in the day. You had like 4 or 5 million people living in Chicago back in the day. Now it barely, right now it barely stays between 2.8 million people and 3 million people. And
The
it's
highest it
been
has ever gotten was 4.
okay. Yeah, it's a lot of crap that goes on. With what it's a lot of crap that goes on with crime in Chicago, and because the CPD out there have been in on a lot of those crimes. And like I say, my point is there is a prison industrial complex that people make money off of. Because that's modern day version of slavery right there. Whereas in other cities, they have a high clearance rate. But like I say, for every person that takes their dumb ass to jail, guess what? That's money off labor, because guess what? You're gonna have to make a call in jail. That's money they're making off of you. You know what I'm saying? Having to make you a collect call, put money on your books, making sure you get food, making sure you get other shit in jail. You know what I'm saying, that other than the hand-me-downs that you would get in jail. So it's money in prison industrial complex. So that's the reason why I get on people's ass about black on black crime. Because if it's not enough crime, guess what? They got to close these prisons down. You know what I'm saying? So, but with these riots that's going on right now, people, like I say, it's a lot of scared people out there. It's a lot of people that be like, oh, black people need to get along. Well, right now we're getting along pretty fine. We tearing up some shit. And it's not our shit for the most part. Because a lot of these dudes, in these cities, I'm talking about the OG guys, they're kind of like, hey, don't come over here. They're protecting a lot of the black is out there as well. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, I'm not a fan of looting per se, but if it's some racist ass businesses, tear that shit up first before you tear up anything else. If you're gonna do any kind of looting, you know what I'm saying? And like I say, and I'm making a joke. It's all jokes. If you're a nigga and you got some TVs up in Minneapolis, come holler at your boy.
Hey, no, I got one better. If you got some TVs, or let alone if you got a PlayStation 4, the terabyte one, holler at me.
But
please holler at your boy.
But all jokes aside, I'm not a fan of protesting, in all honesty, because I think you should hurt people from an economic standpoint, and I think it's enough. We have the numbers to hurt people economically, but we don't stay on code enough to hurt people economically. Now, us tearing up these people's city is going to affect a lot of these people's pocketbooks because, number one, COVID-19 shut everything down and, everybody pissed off. But I will say this. If you're out there, stay safe. If you're not out there, don't take your ass out there. I'm just gonna say that right now. Don't take your. If it's one of your relatives out there, the best thing you can do, go get them. If you're not approving of that, if you can't go get them, stay your ass at home. Just play it, keep it safe. You know what I'm saying? I'm not against rioting because sometimes you gotta tear some shit up just to get people's attention. You know what I'm saying? Does it always do some good? Not always, but shit, you're not doing any good being peaceful either. Goddamn it! So it's a double-edged sword. If you know, the only way you can be peaceful is you can hurt people's pocketbooks from an economic standpoint. But again, we have not been economically on code since the mid 70s. If you want to be quite honest with you, mid to late 70s. So, like I say, stay safe and keep your family safe. You got anything you want to add to that, brother?
I really do agree, but see, here's my problem about when you mentioned the neo-Nazi topic. Why the fuck the news did not report that?
Agenda. Ain't but one word. Agenda. They have an agenda. But continue.
That was all I need to say because I felt that should have been pointed out there because I remember back when I was in basic training, the fucking Ku Klux Klan came to Memphis. I was like, whoa, what the fuck? And then, matter of fact, they came twice. Because the one back in 98, because there was a guy, I was in Fort Sill. There was a guy in another platoon. He was in first platoon with the Raiders down in Fort Sill, Oklahoma. He lived in Memphis. Now, he used to live in Memphis. He lives somewhere else now. So when I told him about the Klan was in Memphis, and we were looking at that shit because I think one of the rules in basic training was we weren't supposed to have like when they sent us mail and shit like that. Like I think one of the rules was something about had to deal with newspapers or something like that. We couldn't read. No, we couldn't read any newspapers. So Pops found a way around that shit, and emailed me the clipping. Not email. Damn, mailed me the clipping long before email and stuff became popular. Mailed me the clipping, and the first time they came, it was a riot. It was a riot that broke out in downtown Memphis because of the Klan. And the second time they came, somebody took a picture of them riding in the back of a metal bus. And everybody that was on the bus, majority of everybody was black, looked one way. And the Klansmen, they all say they patrolled they had that whole entire back of the bus area. So again, you did say it was an agenda, but still fucking agenda. If you do if the news knew that the media, if the media knew that the neo-Nazis were here, you should have reported that shit.
Yeah, they just wanted to see some black people possibly.
Nah, well, hold on. Nah. Now let's just say this protest is going on. Hypothetically speaking, Jimmy, what if the Black Panthers had to cause a fucking riot? They would have reported that, right?
They would have definitely reported that, but here's what they were expecting. I'm speaking from understanding of white supremacy, and I'm not saying you don't understand it, but for the viewers out there, they was expecting Negroes to get picked off. But one thing about Memphis is we kind of you can't really try that because what a lot of people don't know, during the 1968 riots with Dr. Martin Luther King, they had to send in the National Guard from Arkansas because the black people, when the Dr. Martin Luther King riots happened in Memphis, because that was really the first time black people really turned up in Memphis. They had to send in the National Guard from Arkansas because they overpowered the National Guard from Tennessee. That's what they don't tell you. But I was looking this up years ago as a child. They had to send in the National Guard from a whole nother state to control what happened in Memphis, because what they don't tell you about the riots in Memphis, they don't even talk about the the 68 riots in Memphis, but that was a lot worse than the riots that happened in the 1970s, because there was several riots that happened in Memphis that a lot of people don't really get into too, but it was worse. They had to send in the National Guard from a whole nother state because those black people out there was fucking their asses up. They were picking them off. Some of those guys that were coming from the Korean War was on the rooftops of downtown shooting them National Guardsmen and Memphis PD. They didn't understand that, and that's why they have that Rex 84 code in the books. Look that up. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I'll be all night talking about the Rex 84, but that's a whole nother topic. But yeah, that's one of the reasons why, because a lot of those dudes was using war tactics during that time, and they was like, oh, we got to send in the National Guard from a whole nother city. They don't talk about that shit. You know what I'm saying? At all. So one thing about Memphis people, Memphis is very aware of their surroundings. You know what I'm saying? We do stupid ass shit. You know, that's my hometown. You know, I have my criticism of them, but when it comes to trouble, we see shit from a mile away, especially with racist ass motherfuckers. You know, so we see shit a mile away. I'm gonna just tell you.
I mean, so, and you know, you're a native Memphian. You know, let me say this, people. I will always be a native Chicagoan at heart. That you know, and everybody. One guy I ran into Southside Picnic last year. Not gonna say his name. He said, yeah, you part of Mafia Town. You know, nothing gets past us. You know, like I was on your show, dispelled when we talking about The Last Dance. You know, I dispelled a lot of shit that Memphis people were saying. You know, people were saying about what they think they knew what went on in Chicago with Michael Jordan and everything else, and let alone Chicago in general. You can't say what you know about Chicago. I lived it. I've seen it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Chicago got their hoods too. Again, all problems with solving alley. Yeah, but you know, we peep out racism too, and then Chicago is culturally divided because you know some districts it got the Spanish area, you got the little Russian area. I believe I don't even think as a kid I went in the Russian area. You got the Russian area, you got the Vietnamese, the Korean, and the Chinese area. Mm-hmm. Everybody all cool people, man. You know, and you know, and but the thing what I don't like about with Memphis folks, they believe in stigmatism. Because you know, again, Jimmy, you said that black people know how to be more prejudiced than they know how to be more racist. Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, a black person can't be racist unless you Uncle Ruckus. Unless you Uncle Ruckus, but you know. But on the funny note, Uncle Ruckus was funny and real about a lot of shit too. But what pisses me off about Memphis people is this. And I know you're a native Memphian, Jimmy, and this man, I don't know how you feel about this comment.
Okay.
Memphis, okay. Memphians are not accepted to other cultures.
It depends on how you view it. They're not.
You know, as far as like with the food and stuff like that, like.
Okay, that's definitely an acceptable.
Like with the food and stuff, like I tell people, hey, I grew up in Chicago, man. We ate everything, American cuisine, Japanese, whatever. I mean, shit, you Italian, you can't go wrong with that. You know, like I'll say, a famous restaurant closed its doors in South Haven back in 2018 or 2019. Wise Guys Pizza here in South Haven. They used to be off of 51. They closed their doors. Everybody was sad. And man, I'm gonna be honest with the whole city of South Haven was petitioning for them to come back. Excuse me. But excuse me, y'all. And when the petition was met, yeah, they were gonna come back, but one problem. It was gonna have a new owner. And everybody just said not. And then when the new owner was saying he was going to change things around, the South Haven just said that's all right. So if you kind of get my drift where I'm going with that about what they said, you know, when I said who the new owner was going to be, he was going to go a different direction with shit. You know, so wise guys, you know, it was understandable. And the you know, and I tried Wise Guys Pizza one time. It's home, bro. It tastes just like home. And if anybody live in South Haven or Memphis, if you ain't never tried Wise Guys Pizza, you missed out. The pizza, the Italian beef, cause like you know, Memphis be talking about some. I don't be like all my bread. Fuck, that's how the fuck you supposed to eat an Italian beef. Dip that shit in that damn sauce and eat it.
Exactly.
Fuck.
Yeah. So in that
that's how the Italian beef and shit.
In that context and the way you put it, I agree. That I totally agree. Culturally,
yeah.
When
I'm saying
anything outside of Memphis, side of the north.
The only thing they really used to is buffets and buffalo wings. That's it.
Yeah,
that's all they know. Now I'm not sounding racist, so you peg me as a racist on this shit, I'll knock you in your ass. I'm just telling the truth.
Yeah. It's very true because a lot of Memphis people, and that's not really racist. It's just motherfuckers is just not open-minded in Memphis. I think that's the word you're kind of looking for more than anything. A lot of people in Memphis is very open-minded because a lot of people ain't even been outside the Shelby County, much less fucking the average person. I'm just speaking from the average person from Memphis. And when they do go outside the Shelby County, they normally don't come back. If they travel if a nigga from Memphis, the average person from Memphis travel more than 5 cities, they gonna leave Memphis at some point for the most part. I'm not saying all, because some people scared to live outside of Memphis. But I'm saying for the general sector, the traveling section of Memphis, if they go to Atlanta, they gonna stay in Atlanta. If they go to Houston, they damn sure ain't coming back. You know, in my case, that's what ended up happening. But a lot of people ain't been no goddamn where. That's the problem with a lot of motherfuckers from Memphis. You know, like I say, I give Memphis props where props are due. But in this particular situation, that in the context in which you say it in, a lot of people out there are closed-minded. You know, which is why they don't have shit out there for the most part. So I definitely get the drift of where you're coming from. You know what I'm saying? But please continue, brother.
Yeah, but you know, and like you said, most Memphis are all very close-minded. Now I'll admit, my younger days, I stayed at home a lot, and I stayed at home. I stayed at home a lot and stuff like that because I'll be honest with you, Jimmy. We're gonna talk about that later in the future episode about and if, I'll tell you about it later because I got an idea about something. It's something I got an idea about something. I'll tell you about that off there. I'm not even gonna share it on here, but I was a little. You know, most of the closed-minded individuals here in Memphis just made me very reclusive. You know, as open-minded as I am, I just couldn't deal with a lot of closed-minded niggas. It's like, now I said it there, just like a bunch of closed-minded niggas.
Yeah,
you know, and it's just like, damn, I hardly ever said, damn, like like I used to live, I had a house on McMillan. I lived with my parents off of McMillan. My old address, 1620 McMillan, is no longer there. It's a vacant lot now. When that house was there, when I would come home, man, I didn't want to look back. I would speak to everybody, whoever's on the porch or whatever, and then come home and I even did on weekend. Hell, I rarely went out. I rarely went out on the weekends. My decorum was just playing video, but eating Columbus pizza, getting some wings from Depot. Either that's when I had a car and I was able to do that. I would be eating Columbus pizza. Had my buffalo wings from Debo's. I got and when the 24-ounce cans of beer were pretty cheap back then, there was a store. It's a store on Lauderdale. They have a deep freezer right in the front. You can either get it two ways. You can get it from the freezer or from up front. I would get my beer right up in the front. I would get 4 24-ounce cans of beers, and them suckers was $1.25. And I was straight. And then I had my and be playing my video games or watching movies. Saturdays it was basically Teen Titan and Justice League night for myself. I mean, go off subject here. I'm just saying that's how I was. Because a lot of closed-minded, and part of me still do this to this day. I still do it. I still do it to this day. With COVID-19 shutting down, normally on most Saturdays I get out and go. I go to Buffalo Wild Wings because it's like closest thing to me walking distance. Because I don't have a car yet, but I will. A lot of things gonna change in the game, but it was just certain people here in Memphis is just so damn closed-minded, and they still are. They only, and I can say they're closed-minded because they can just equate to what they know, who they know, what they see, and who they see. Me being a Chicago dude, we open-minded. We got along with everybody. So yeah, was it racial profiling back then when I was growing up? Yeah, but I was too young to know about stuff like that. But still, I knew it was racial profiling. I went to a school that was, predominantly black and had some Hispanics, and had some Hispanics there and stuff like that. Got along with a couple of essays pretty good. I respect them.
Right.
Got along most of them pretty good. Teachers, there was a mixture of black, white, mix. Whatever. But like I said, Chicago is more, and it still is now. Because I remember I posted a video, something that happened back in Chicago. A young girl a woman got out of the car, and she had on a sundress. Okay, it was a little tight, but her booty was exposed. Her booty was, her butt was a little out there. I gotta admit, nice ass. She had a nice ass in this video. As late great Bernie Mac would say, "Oh, it was nice, real nice." Dude walked out of the store. She walking in, he walking out. He puts his hand on her ass and rubbed that time. I said, "Ooh, I like some of that." Man, she walked up behind that dude. She turned around, the fuck around, jacked that nigga and slapped the shit out that man. They was like, she open hand slapped him first, then she was putting them guns on his ass. I'm like, damn. I like, woo wee. And when they showed where the street and I remember I told my mom about it. I said, I just saw a video of this girl whooping up this young dude off of 87th or something. She was going to a store. It was all hell. She knew what I was talking about. She said, all hell. Old girl whooped the shit out of this boy. Talking about somebody better tell these young ass niggas something. They need to learn to keep their damn hands to themselves. Shit. And she walked away like that. Cool. And she walked away like did nothing happen.
Yeah, that wasn't cool.
She slapped the nigga, and then she slapped that nigga 1, 2, 3, and that young nigga fell down.
I mean, he violated.
Yeah. But if And let me tell you, and I'm not being chauvinistic, okay? I love ladies, and ladies love me. But to all you Memphis women, you may look as good as you want to. You may want to be talking about y'all, quote unquote, about that life, and you ain't about nothing if you want to. Y'all ain't got shit on a Chicago woman. I'm being straight the fuck up.
I agree with that.
Y'all ain't. I love you Memphis women.
I agree with that.
I love all you Memphis women. But y'all, there's a saying I like to say. Like when somebody had the nerve to compare me to my pops, I said, look, comparing me to my pops is like comparing ice cream to horse manure. Comparing a Chicago woman to a Memphis woman is the same thing. I love y'all, and I'm gonna be saying why I say Chicago women are better than Memphis women. They know how to fucking handle their goddamn business.
Yeah.
They know how to handle it. They know how to handle their business. They know how to respect their man.
Yeah,
whether he in the wrong, they are forgiven. But they ain't gonna forget shit. But something they gonna learn to you forgive and forget. Okay. Whereas most women these days, they want to forgive you about a lot of shit, but they still want to forget. You know, they don't never want they ain't gonna never forget, and then they want to bring the shit up at an opportune time. Hell.
Yeah.
Most women will ruin a man's good time when he in there taking the shit peacefully by himself in the bathroom.
Exactly. I agree.
Yeah, you know. But yeah, and when I post this on Facebook, yeah, I'm ready for the backlash on it because I can back it up. Have I dated some good women in Memphis? Yes, yes, I have.
Yeah.
Shout out to my roadie. Let me tell you this quick little story. Shout out to my roadie Daphne Brown because 16 years ago she hooked me up with a friend. Lord have mercy. Woo, she still fine to this day. She know who she is. What's up, T.O.? And T.O. live in Chicago. Ooh, Lord have mercy. Jimmy, she hooked me up. When she hooked me up with her, Jimmy, I was like, oh my God. The game changed for me, man, because I had reason that, T.O. was the very reason why my Saturdays got better going out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, because like I said, when Daphne hooked us up, I was like, because I didn't want her to hook me up. I said, your friend, I said, Daphne, because we all worked FedEx together. I said, Daphne, your friend better not be ugly. Craig, she ain't ugly. And I started to pull that little smoking tatty what he did with Nina Long when he asked Nia, your friend got big old booty. I started asking that. So when I saw, I was like, whoa, like, damn.
That's interesting, man.
Yeah. So them days of me eating extra large collect. Well, I did share it with Mom's now. Pops, he wasn't much of a big pizza eater. But them days of me, when I met T.O., man, I'm telling the story here. Them days of me playing the video games on a Saturday and eating pizza and wings and drinking beer, they were over a bit when I met her. And it was like 16 years ago. So I was like, ooh wee. Matter of fact, no, it wasn't 16 years ago. I'm lying. It was late 2000. Yeah, late 2003. Yeah, it was in 2003. So, because I'm gonna say this, somebody who I did meet 17 years ago. They lost was her game 17 years ago. So, but yeah, that I mean, but again, now that T.O. a native Chicagoan, she stay eating. She say she eat. She got to eat her sushi. She and I got a lot of things in common. She like her sushi, her beer. She said she like her margarita. Man, I forget one time I took her to Applebee's, man. And I mean, yeah, I had the bread, dude. I didn't mind that. I said, boy, what you want? She ordered up margarita. She took the damn Jimmy, no lie. She had that big ass margarita and had the little shaker, right? She took the margarita thing with the shake, with the margarita thing. She poured it out. She turned that shit over. And when you turn the glass over, you got to hit the back of everything to make sure the shit get out of this motherfucker. That shit was funny as hell. I was like, you want me to just go ahead and get you another? Yes, please. That's okay. That's okay. I'll go ahead and get you one. But but I never had a bad thing to say about T.O., man. She really truly ain't no what, she truly was my best girlfriend I had, bar none. But we kind of, but I didn't. But we didn't, it wasn't no bad breakup. We tried to get back together when she moved to Jackson because she took a job in Jackson, Tennessee.
Yeah.
And it was getting ready to make that move, man. And some cat by the name of Craig Smith Sr., his foolery fucked that up for me for a while, and the rest was history. So, but like I said, but Chicago women know how to stand their fucking ground on a lot of shit. They gonna stand by their man. They ain't gonna afraid to whoop no man's ass. Case in point, as I pointed out with the girl not beating the shit out that young man for putting his hand on her ass. And as she should have done that. So, all right, Jim, you got anything you like to add on that, or anything at all? Jim. All right, losses, man. Okay. Yeah, man, we got a sad.
Going back. No, I
you had
my
what?
audio went out, but continue.
Okay.
No, I'm saying my audio had went out real quick because I had to take it off the Bluetooth on there. But go ahead, brother.
Yep. Matter of fact, we got. Ooh, we. Well, we got a couple two sad tweets. Let me read this one first. Tweets of the week. This tweet by a cat by name of David Mulugeta. And he said, well, I don't think this is a sad tweet, but I want to know your opinion on this one. I just saw this one. This was yesterday this is today at, matter of fact, 20-something hours ago. David said, I'm waiting for all these college coaches that sit in the living rooms of young black men and tell their mothers and fathers how they will treat them as they would their own child to get up and speak out against what happened to George Floyd and other young black unarmed men. And Jaquez, and shout out to Jaquez Green because Jimmy J and I, we both follow him on Twitter. He said he can hear a rat piss on cotton right now.
Not the same here.
Damn, bro. About this, yes. Yes. I agree.
Yeah, it's so crazy out here now, man.
He can hear a rat piss on cotton.
Yeah, they got the police everywhere.
Damn.
As of right now, yeah, real shit. They got police everywhere. They're trying to get everybody from downtown Houston based off of what they're saying on ABC 13 up here in Houston. They're trying to get everybody to leave, but I don't know. Once they turn up out here, it's kind of hard to stop the turn up out here. Because that's what's crazy about Houston's turn up. Houston's turn up is unpredictable and it's hard to stop it. Historically speaking, if you know anything about Houston's history, we've had some of the worst riots in history. So it's one of those things. It's hard, and then like I say, it inconvenienced the hell out my ass because I had to stay. It took me an extra hour to get home. It's already a motherfucker with COVID-19 to get home, so it's crazy out here. So I just hope everybody is safe. All my listeners, but continue.
No doubt. Let me pull this. I'm gonna pull this tweet back up. Bear with me, y'all, because this was definitely funny. Mr. Irrelevant himself, Dan Orlovsky, had recently, huh?
I said, what this damn fool saying?
Well, he said, in regards with Damian Lillard, he said Damian Lillard was called, hashtag Twitter name Dame __ Lillard. I follow him as well. Was called spoiled and a spoiled and entitled brat by Dan Orlovsky by Dan Orlovsky for saying he sit out meaningless games when in reality Orlovsky is the spoiled and entitled for demanding he should play. Okay. Guy by the name of Beck has said this. Why does anyone care what Orlovsky has to say? Dude started 12 games over 11 years and is 4-20 for his quote-unquote career. His opinion has no value. Just a screw-up hating on an elite player for hot take points.
I agree.
Man, I definitely agree. But Orlovsky fired back at the dude. Let me see what he said. Wait, let me pull it back up. Because I tagged you and Jock on it. And let me see. Sometimes I hate Twitter. You can say the shit and the shit don't even fucking pull it like it's supposed to.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So Orlovsky responded by saying, You're 100% entitled to not care about my opinion. But I would love for you to educate me on how I could start 12 games but be 4-20 in those 12 games. New math? Terrell Owens replied, Bro, shut the fuck up. Who are you anyways? You're a in caps. You're a loudmouth wannabe Max Kellerman trying to be someone you're not. Kills me that you and others that have mediocre careers jump in the media lane and then have lots to say. Did you even play 12 meaningless games in your career? Dan Orlovsky was the starting quarterback for the 0-16 2008 Detroit Lions. And there's a famous gif that he is famous for when he dropped back in the end zone and he was running out of bounds, which resulted in a safety.
Safety.
And then somebody pointed out in his Twitter handle, his headline, talking about some gotta get him props for his bio though. Retired 12-year NFL quarterback, married to a cool chick, and dad to triplet boys and a little peaks. End zone should be 11 yards. Laughing emoji. Follower of Jesus.
Orlovsky, I agree with Dave Lillard because number one, Dave Lillard, at least he's established in his career. Dave Lillard, I've had my criticism of BG Lillard, as I call him. Dave BG Lillard, because during the Golden State series last year,
he got owned.
He choked. 1 minute he'll score 30 points in the first half, and then in the second half he don't score shit. I'm like, dude, if you're gonna score 30 in the first half, at least keep that same energy up in the second half. So those my criticism. But anyway, as I stated, Dan Orlovsky is in no liberty to criticize a guy like him. Dude, you played 12 years in NFL in 13. I'm sorry, 13 years in the NFL.
You're right, 12.
Okay, yeah, well, whatever. But anyway, you played all those years in the NFL and didn't do shit. So I agree with Dame Lillard. I mean, Dame Lillard deserves criticism, but not the kind of criticism that Dan Orlovsky, with his mediocre ass, is trying to insinuate with his ad hominems type criticism that he's trying to insinuate. So I agree with Dame Lillard. I mean, Dame Lillard deserves criticism, but not the type of criticism he's trying to perpetuate on Dame Lillard.
I agree. I agree, and I also agree with T.O.
Exactly.
Terry Lawrence for chewing his ass out. Did you have 12?
Exactly. You didn't do shit in the goddamn NFL.
You ain't do shit. You guided the Lions to an 0-16 record. And then, I don't know, he was part of the 0-16 Lions. But I'm going to find that thread and when somebody got on him about that shit. Because you do notice the players that do suck in the NFL all of a sudden are the shit with the media, especially when they up there in Connecticut.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I'm like, dude, you need to be a college football analyst. You don't need to ever analyze the NFL ever again. That's like, I like Jesse Palmer. Jesse Palmer is in the right position being a college football analyst because that's his lane.
And he was a good backup quarterback with the Giants too. He started one time. He was good.
Yeah. So I'm not pissing on Jesse Palmer. He, on that. So if anybody is remotely on his level to criticize, it's probably him because But Orlovsky, dude, you was a trash NFL quarterback. You could hardly start in the damn NFL. Get the fuck out of here. Nobody wants to hear your business.
And one guy, King Teo 19 said, the last time I checked, Kaepernick has better career stats than Orlovsky. Just saying.
Way better NFL stats, which is why I don't see why he's not in the NFL right now. He's better than half the damn quarterbacks in the NFL. Not every quarterback. I'll say at least 15 of the 32 teams in the NFL. I'm just saying.
Yep.
You make it so
to you make it. I guess we had that one viewer go.
Yeah, no big deal.
We're good. We good. They probably if it was Marcus, he probably had to go to bed. But salute anyway to you, Marcus. Thanks for joining in. Yeah. That was you. You welcome back anytime.
Oh yeah, but with Kaepernick had a good career. Hopefully he can get back in the league. He went to the Super Bowl and damn near went to 2 straight Super Bowls. That's what's crazy. Mm-hmm. And he was a timeout away from winning the Super Bowl for the damn San Francisco 49ers. What people fail to realize. So he's had a good career. So I don't see why he hasn't gotten a job in NFL, but that's interesting in itself. So,
well, speaking of which is bonus, if you want an example of a good woman, look at Colin Kaepernick's girlfriend. She ain't trying to get this man's money. That's called being real.
Exactly.
Shit. Man, what she doing, man? I mean, and she pointed out, man, hey, she won me over when she did that with that Django reference.
Yeah, I agree.
And then it was revealed that Ray Lewis went back and told Baltimore about it. And I think Shannon Sharp said, he said you should have. Shannon Sharp got him about that shit. He said you should have just handled that internally with her.
Yeah, because I mean, she wasn't saying nothing that was out of pocket. You got off cold. and she, she put you in your place. So get out of here, great Buck dancing and Buck dancing Lewis. Greatest linebacker of all time, but also one of the greatest Buck dancers of all time.
Mm-hmm.
So how does that work? So it is what it is with Buck dancing Lewis.
Yep. Yeah. Okay, man. The NBA is talking about coming up with a 16. Is thinking about making a comeback, and they got a whole lot of scenarios. That's too much to explain right now.
Explain
well, one scenario, they want a 16-team playoff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 8 teams from the East, 8 teams from the West. Much like the NCAA with the 1-16, 8-9, 5-12, 4-13, 7-10, 3 no 1 seed 16.
Mm-hmm.
Like an NCAA tournament format.
Okay.
The eighth bet, whoever is the 8th team, 8 playoff spots. Okay. Whoever had the whatever team had the best record get to play. Like if the West, well, because we knew when the season shut down, the Bucks had the best record. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So the Bucks, just hypothetically, the Bucks would have been playing the Western Conference's eighth best team. Whereas whatever team from any conference had the second best record in the league played either the East or the West's other 8th best team. So that means, just say if the Bucks played 16 seed San Antonio, okay, the Lakers will play AC, whoever the A seed is in the East. The Lakers will be the 2nd seed, and they will play whoever was the 8th team in the East as the 15th seed. And they were going to do, and whoever got to the conference semifinals, and they said like the second round and third round be like it's all single elimination, but with the conference finals is going to be best of 7. They also was talking about a play-in tournament, which I will pull it. That's hard to explain. I didn't get the gist of the details about that. But what do you think on them takes there, Jimmy?
I'm not opposed to it because hell, we're not gonna have the Olympics this year. So the simple fact that we're not gonna have the Olympics, I think I'm not against it whatsoever. I do think they need to be a little bit more organized with the little tournament they're about to have. Having like a round robin tournament playing one team from this conference. I don't know, but I'm interested. I'm ready to see basketball again. I know that. I hope everybody's in shape to be ready to play basketball. LeBron is talking about that they should have an NBA season, and that's because he's trying to win another ring. He's trying to be like Ticket TV said. He's trying to be in the conversation of Michael Jordan, which that motherfucker just need to stop trying to be in that conversation.
Thank you. I don't. And Ticket, I love you, but listen, when you got folks calling in, I ain't never heard one of your calling shows because it was one dude on there. He pissed me off.
Man,
he pissed me the fuck off, and I just had to stop listening to your show. Ticket TV, love you, man. We Jimmy J and I, we love listening to you and everything. Do not put ice cream, which is Michael Jordan, and horse manure, which is LeBron, in the same sentence in your topic or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't want to hear that shit.
I agree. And
I'm tired. But hold on, Jimmy. I'm tired of hearing this shit. It's no comparison. Comparing Michael Jordan to LeBron is like comparing ice cream to horse manure. Comparing Michael Jordan to LeBron is like comparing shit. Water and I'll put it like this: water and alcohol. Okay, you need water to survive. Alcohol will kill you. Alcohol's a luxury, but it'll kill you at times. Shit.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear no more of this goddamn. I'm sick of it. No more MJ LeBron debates. No more.
I agree. Totally agree.
Please.
Wait
a minute. I'm telling everybody, even I'm sharing it on Facebook. I don't want to hear no more of that shit. No more. Period.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan won is 6-0 in the finals. The LeBron been in, I don't know what, 10 finals already? Yeah, because he had help. I ain't talking about like teammate help. Damn. No more MJ LeBron debates. Period. I'm sick of it.
Me too. I mean,
sick of hearing this shit. Just like I get, just like a person gets sick and tired of having past relationships and past marriages thrown in their face about that shit. Sick of hearing that shit. We don't want to relive it. We don't feel like having to entertain this. Don't feel like explaining to a bunch of coon ass fools the difference between Michael Jordan and LeBron. No more.
Exactly. LeBron is a good dude personally. On a personal level, he's a good dude. But when you talk about basketball, from a basketball standpoint, because like I say, he's a writer. He's a writer off the court. But when you talk about him on the basketball court, there is no comparison. You can name at least 8, 9, probably 10 players that's better than LeBron. You know what I'm saying? So, like I say, I'm surprised LeBron is even in the top 5. Ticket TV's top 5. Ticket has its reasons. I understand because he plays basketball. He plays professional basketball. I understand that. Mm-hmm. I'm surprised at that.
Man.
I'm surprised. And he said
I'm not saying that. Now there was time Ticket pissed me off one time when he did say that. I don't know if he did. He didn't get to a point about on one show with the MJ and LeBron debate. But I'm just saying he had some folks calling and was talking about this shit, and I'm just sick and tired of hearing this shit. I don't want to hear the debate no more. But Jimmy, you asked about the scenarios. Here it is. Sources. The NBA discussed 4 competition scenarios for restart with the Board of Governors today. 16 teams directly to the playoffs. 20 teams, a group stage play. 22 games to determine seeding and play-in tournament for final seeds. And 30, 72 game regular season with play-in tournament. Kevin O'Connor of The Ringer broke down how the 22 team format would work. Said if the NBA resumes play with a 22 team regular format, teams will likely play 8 games each. Then a play-in tournament will take place for the 8th seed in each conference. Plans aren't finalized yet, but as of now, it appears conferences will stay in place. Said NBA Commissioner Adam Silver also informed owners the league is targeting July 31st as a possible date to resume play. The 2019-2020 season has been halted since March 11 because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, man, when I said something about Damian Lillard and meaningless games, right? Charlotte's Hornets owner Michael Jordan was among those who spoke during the meeting. He advocated for player safety and argued players shouldn't be brought back for quote-unquote meaningless games, a sentiment shared by the league, making a full 30-team finish to the regular season unlikely.
I say at best, if they're going to bring the league back, at best, you shouldn't play no more than 20 games for a regular season. Or what you can do, I don't know how many games they're into the regular season. I'm going to have to do my research because, I might get a new computer anyway. But I digress with it. But what they could do, don't play no more than 20 games. What they could do is play 10 games. The 8th seed play 8 seed playing games that works. And then go straight into a 16-game playoff. 22 22 team playoff is not bad either. But I would suggest give the top 2 seeds a bye week, a bye series or something like that, and then go into the regular six. It's a number of scenarios you can do. I just hope they do the right thing. But I would love to see basketball because baseball is coming back in July. So baseball is boring as bad shit. You know, let me mentally get ready for baseball.
Man, they shit. I'm be honest with you. Everybody, let me tell you something. Everybody will go to the baseball games for the food.
I agree. Yeah. So I gotta mentally get ready for baseball season because baseball is really not good until people playing for the playoff position. You know, because that's when pitchers' arms start to wear down and the batters bat shit up. So that's the great thing about postseason baseball. You know a great pitcher at the end of the season because if he can still throw a 2.9 ERA, a 3 something ERA, he's ready for the postseason. If he's throwing five giving up 5 earned runs a game, he's not ready for the World Series. So with that being said, I think basketball coming back in July is a good thing, but if there is a clearance for the COVID-19 thing, what they need to do is just bring it back in July, mid to late June, something like that. Bring it back a little bit sooner because baseball is going to bore the shit out of people because, the pitchers are pretty well rested right now. So with them being well rested, they're probably it's going to be a pitcher's duel throughout the game. So I can understand why they would end the World Series at the end of the year. That's kind of that's somewhat understandable because it's like shit. They fucking the pitchers is going to make the game boring in the beginning of the year. So with that being said, basketball, which is an exciting sport, which is a perpetually scoring and wheel sport, not to say baseball isn't. It could bring more excitement for sports. So yeah, basketball need to come back a little bit earlier than what they're projecting, and I hope we hear something within the next week or two.
Yeah, I really agree. I'm more down about that. But that 16 team format, I'm more down for that than anything.
Okay.
I think that because a while back LeBron, they were talking about it, and LeBron was vetoing that shit, talking about don't nobody want. I see you can't speak for what the league want, and LeBron had pissed me off about that shit too, because he was talking about he was against it. I'm like, you can't be against what your boss telling you what's gonna happen.
Exactly.
Jimmy, that's like if your boss come up and tell you, Jimmy, hey Jimmy, I'm gonna get you trained to be in my position. Say I'm gonna retire. You can't speak out bad. You can't speak out on that.
No.
But man, I ain't but 2 words. We'll see. And also, within on another note, this subject, got a fan question coming from your boss of the Let's Draw on Something, Jimmy. Do you think we will have a college football season?
Yes.
Agreed. It's too much money to be made.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, I'm ready for it because I'm ready to see the arms race in the SEC West.
Yeah, that's going to be the interesting part of
college. But yeah, we foreshadowing. Yeah, we will do a college football preview on Let's Draw on Something. We're gonna do it on both ends, depending on how our schedules are.
Yeah.
And really, depend on when the college previews come out. I am going to say on here, LSU, the defending champs are going to take a huge step back. Big time. New defensive coordinator, new offensive coordinator, new wide receivers coach and off and passing game coordinator. They're gonna take a huge step back. And here's the real question: who the fuck is the quarterback? Because I'm finna go against the grain here.
Okay.
I hope it's not. I hope whoever the backup is, and if it's a brother, I hope he don't pan out like how Justin Jefferson was 4 years ago. Garbage. Because the quarterback, because Justin Jefferson, not the wide receiver Justin Jefferson. No. There was a Justin Jefferson, I think Justin Jefferson or Justin Johnson, whatever his name was. Look it up. Leonard Fournette was on that team when they got their ass whipped by Wisconsin at Packer Stadium. When it was revealed that dude didn't. Huh?
That calls Miles a job. That's the beginning.
No. The game that cost Les Miles his job was the Auburn game.
Yeah, but that Wisconsin game, that was the beginning.
But the Wisconsin game was the beginning of the end. Now, when I was married, my ex-wife and I at the time, she started following college football a little bit because when Les Miles, it was a game LSU won and Les Miles won. And the damn AD fired him immediately. When the governor of Louisiana found out what he did, he told him, either you hire Les Miles back or I'm a fire or you're fired.
Mm-hmm.
And his wife at the time was like, why would you want to fire a coach that basically won you a game? I told her at the time, I said two things. One is the nature is stupid, and two is the nature of the beast.
Mm-hmm.
But I wasn't being blunt mean with her about it. It was just the truth. But yeah, that Wisconsin game was the end of the Les Miles era. And when they got beat by Auburn, I said, yeah, that's it. I said that was it because he started Danny Etling after that. And one of my co-workers at Centos was called Danny Etling Check Down Charlie.
Wow.
Because Danny Etling stayed throwing check down passes all the time. We had receivers wide open, he'll throw check down passes. But that's why I was saying, I hope if this quarterback is a brother or whoever the new quarterback is for LSU, let me leave this piece of advice. Read the fucking playbook. Even though Jimmy can't stand y'all coach, read the playbook.
Well, the good thing is they're gonna have an NFL experienced offensive coordinator, so they're not gonna have any excuses.
No, they still gonna have Steve Ensminger as the offensive coordinator, but they're gonna have Scott Linehan as the passing game coordinator and wide receivers coach.
Really, that's a great game coordinator.
And really, yeah, and I mean, and really, LSU should have stepped up and offered him more money to keep him there because Ensminger, like I said, Ensminger was about to step down and Burrow was gonna take over.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And I wouldn't have minded that.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I ain't too sold on Scott Linehan. I don't know if it was you or shout out to our guy Corey Wolf had chewed my ass out about fucking Kevin Falcons, the running back coach.
I think you said something that was opposing against that. I think that's what it was, but it was one of those things. I think you said something against it, but I think that's not a bad pickup because Kevin Falk does have a few Super Bowls with the New England Patriots. and he's an LSU player, and he's basically
and he's also a fuck up too with the Patriots. Because he said he almost got cut one time when he came late for a meeting.
Yeah, but he was a good role player, good running back and stuff like that. At LSU, he was a monster, man.
I know.
He set the record for all-purpose yards over in the SEC for a minute until somebody else obviously broke it. But Kevin Falk is, of course, that's Marshall Falk's cousin, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a bad. They got people with NFL experience. And to get on Scott Linehan, that's just another word for offensive coordinator. Basically, passing game coordinator, that's a play on words. But that's a whole nother conversation in itself. But Linehan is hit or miss in that offense. Going to probably be a hit or miss offensive mind on certain passing downs. But that I'll break that down in a later date. But they got a pretty good, decent coaching staff. Now,
I like Bo Pelini as a defensive coordinator, but Bo Pelini, defensive coordinator, is like Jimbo Fisher, offensive coordinator. They both run NFL style schemes, and it be fucking complicated, and they want everybody to do the work. Wait a minute. Jimbo Fisher wants the quarterback to do most of the work offensively. Bo Pelini, he runs the NFL style 4-3 defense.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he did say he can run a little 3-4-2. He runs a multiple NFL style scheme, but they say it's fucking complicated and complex.
Well,
even Namakatsubi admitted. He said one time he looked at the playbook. He said he got so fucking mad. He just had to get up, he had to get up, and go back to his dorm room.
Well,
he said, I said, now if it's that damn complicated, yeah.
Well, Pelini was on that coaching staff of the 49ers all those years too. I think. Well, pretty much the end of Steve Walsh going into Seifert staff during the 49ers. He's bounced around the coaching ranks and stuff like that. And then, of course, he got that national championship under Les Miles, because that was his defense that won the championship against Ohio State, LSU over Ohio State. So he's some good upsides and some downsides to Bo Pelini defensively. So Orgeron, if Orgeron don't beat Alabama, he's pretty much not going to win the SEC West. If you don't consistently beat Alabama, because I don't see him having any problems with Auburn, but I could be wrong on that. Mm-hmm. But if I am, he's probably going to slip through the cracks and take over the SEC West. I don't see anybody out of the East unless Tennessee wakes up and smell the coffee. Good luck at that.
Yeah, bless their heart and buy themselves something for Christmas on that.
Yeah, good luck at that. So they gave me hope for the bowl game, but they're gonna have to. They got a long way to go. But I'll say this for LSU: if he can get past Alabama and Auburn in the same year, LSU gonna probably be in contention for a national title every year if they're able to get past it. The problem is, can he consistently recruit at the level he's been recruiting to keep in competition with Alabama? Because Alabama don't just get the number 5 recruiting class. They're at least in the top 3 at usually number 1, but they're usually at top 3 at lowest. So can you compete? Can you recruit? And can you get enough guys on your coaching staff to supplement to cover your weaknesses? Because there's a lot of weaknesses with Ed Orgeron. Ed Orgeron lucked up with the assistant that he had last year that went back to the NFL. He lucked up with that. He lucked up with the defensive coordinator. He lucked up with that. So it was one of those things to where those assistants were doing all the coaching. But there's going to be times where when you go up against the Sabinator, the Sabinator is like Coach K. He's, he got all the energy in the world to coach into infinity. So he got his work cut out for him. Like I said, I don't like that motherfucker. Let's be clear. But I will admit, like Corey Wolf said, he ran into a good situation because Tom dumbass Herman, as you say, fuck Tom Herman, just like I say fuck Ed Orgeron, and Dumbo Fisher, they turned their noses up at LSU. And all Ed Orgeron did was say, "Oh, hey, I'm from Louisiana too," and I didn't know that until the national title game. I didn't know he was from Louisiana. But
he do a lot of recruiting.
Yeah.
He do a lot of recruiting. Look, he do a lot. He do a lot of recruiting, and I just got to get done, Jim J. I know you don't like me, whatever, but gotta get that recruiting done.
Gotta get that recruiting done. It is not hard, because all he do is come to Houston and go to them Gulf states, and hell, he got the number 3, number 5 at worst case scenario. LSU's always in the top 10 every year in recruiting, so that's one of the reasons. So as long as he can recruit it year in and year out, and because he got a national title, so pretty much they're not going to run him off too quickly. They're not going to run him off too quickly. As long as he can win SEC titles year in and year out and show that he can compete with Alabama, they're not going to run him off too quickly. So now that he got that title under his belt, so it's going to be pretty interesting to see what LSU do. But I still got Alabama as the team to beat coming out of the SEC West. In the East, the East is interesting. So that's all I got to say. I can't speak on the East right now.
Yeah.
So.
Man, I agree. I think the season will come on back. Because it's too much money to lose. It's too much money at stake, also.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, most definitely, college football season it will come back. Hopefully, it'll come back. Just want to be as exciting as it was last year, and whatnot. So, yeah, I think it's going to come back as well, and it's going to be it's really the national championship really going to be a toss up because everybody always saying don't. It's fine and good if you're talking about the arms race down there in the SEC with Alabama and LSU, but never sleep on Clemson and Ohio State. I ain't hating on Ohio State. No, wait a minute. I ain't hating on Ohio State. As much talent as them dudes got coming back, I'm gonna go ahead boldly say it. I think Ohio State can win it this year.
Yeah, if the quarterback can stay healthy,
because if our boy Justin Fields stay healthy, they got it.
Yeah, because the problem last year when they played Clemson is he was not healthy. He was not as mobile as he was in the beginning of the year, so that hurt him against Clemson, especially with a defense like Brett Venables, who's gonna blitz his ass out of the stadium. He needed that mobility because Justin Burrow, I didn't realize he had mobility until that national title game, and he can take off. That white boy is faster than what people give him credit for. So I know if he can take off on him, I know damn well Justin Fields with the speed he has, Justin Fields is a hell of a lot faster than he is.
Hell yeah.
If he can stay healthy, he's going to give all of those defenses problems. You know what I'm saying? So Ohio State is not out of it. And the thing about Ohio State is they've been able to recruit a lot of guys out here in Texas, people up in Florida. So they're going all over the nation. They're not staying Ohio, the state of Ohio, as they've been doing traditionally. Traditionally, their recruiting grounds is usually the state of Ohio, Illinois, and Michigan and shit like that. They normally stay in the north, but since the last two coaches, what's the guy's name? I can't think of the guy's name. But anyway, the last two coaches that they had who have won national titles, they've been recruiting in the South. They've been going in deep in the South. The running back is from Houston. He's from somewhere in this area. I can't think of the neighborhood off the top of my head, but I know he's from Houston for sure. So, that's been goes to show you how well they've been recruiting in the South, as well as the North. So, if they can stay healthy, if Justin Fields can stay healthy, I pick Ohio State to give some people some help. So it is what it is.
Oh yeah. All right, Jim. We got I kept saying I was trying to pull up. We're gonna wrap it up with just this one little fan question. This question was sent to my email, craigsmith1478@gmail.com. On behalf of Let's Draw on Something, to Jimmy J. Smooth for him to answer and for me to respond. Ain't this some shit? This question comes from Zania here in Memphis, almost like a spin of Zakia. Zania just dropped a K with an N. What I'm pronouncing wrong. Zanaya. Very original name. From Memphis, Tennessee. She said, "Hello, Craig. Hello, Jimmy. I would like for Jimmy J. Smooth to answer this question about his co-host, let alone and also his boss on both podcasts. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your friend's taste in women? What do you think he looks for? What do you think?" I don't know if I'm reading it right. She want to know what do you think he looks for? What do you think his dislikes are, mainly with the woman that he chooses to be with, and his dislikes? I would like for your honest opinion on this question. And also, Craig, I would like for you to respond after Jimmy answers this question. Thanks. Zanaya, Memphis, Tennessee. Much love. Well, much love to you too, Zanaya. Have at it, Jimmy. She asked you. This ought to be fucking interesting.
What is his dislikes?
No, she wanted to know on a scale. She wants to know on a scale of 1 to 10, my taste in women, from your perspective.
In the looks category, that's an obvious answer. That's like in the 10 department. Now, compatibility, hell, he would still be with some of these women if it was compatibility. So I have to bump him down a notch in terms of compatibility because it's just what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's different answers for different things. He's got a good taste in women in what he's looking for. I pretty much can grade him high on that, on what he's looking for. But do we find it? I have to bump him down a notch on that one. It's a give or take thing. So no knock. It just is what it is.
Okay, so on a scale of 1 to 10, like as far as my taste in women go, you give it a 10, right?
In the looks department, yeah. Looks department is no issue there.
Okay, compatibility. And compatibility on a scale of 1 to 10, what number you give it?
I have to give your ass a 4 on that one because you be finding some weird
motherfuckers. I mean, you
weird. I you down. You be finding some weird. I can't even put the front on this damn live stream. You know why? I ain't finna put it out there. You know what it is, but I ain't finna say it live because I don't like putting people's business out there. I don't even like putting my own business out there for the most part. If you want to just be honest on a scale of 1 to 10.
I mean, hey, I'm gonna come back with you in a minute. What was else you said? Okay. 10 of them looks.
What else? What else did she? Ten of looks.
Yeah, you had just said it, man.
It's,
you said what now?
compatibility is definitely you get bumped down on that one. I can't.
Yeah, folk. The like. What she wanted to know? What do you think my likes and dislikes are on women? Oh boy.
Good ass question.
That is a good ass question.
I just think that, man. I think my boy just wants somebody he can. Man, that's a good ass question. I just think he wants somebody he can, for the most part, he could that could properly represent him. That's my best answer for that. If he can find somebody that can properly represent him in a major way, I think that would be a plus for him in terms of what he's looking for. You know. Main thing is just don't be no bitchy ass woman. That's the main thing with my boy. You know.
Now hold on. Now, be honest about that shit here. Be honest about that. That's a major dislike. But I'm gonna share some in a minute because because Jimmy gonna share this little dislike here. See, he know me.
Yeah, I think he doesn't want all the drama, the theatrics and dramatics with what comes with a lot of women, because a lot of women have those dramatics and theatrics, and he's just trying to find somebody that that can represent who he is as a person and represent his personality. That he could introduce to the world and stuff like that. If he's the type of person that would put his woman out there, like a celebrity, couple that gets along, and you see the best in that celebrity couple. That's kind of like where he wanted to get to. Not necessarily in the context in which, man, these celebrity relationships is crazy, but the way Will and Jada's relationship was perceived before all that red table talk came in. I'm talking about before red table talk pretty much made Jada Pinkett look like a hood rat. So that's just what it is. But the perception of Will and Jada, the perception before red table talk, the perception of Will and Jada, he wants something that he wants something before the perception went to hell. I'll say that. And that
you right on that. You right because you right. Go ahead because I know it's more because I'm gonna add on to that.
Yeah, I'm just trying to put it in proper words. So with the perception of Will and Jada, okay, they have this happy-go-lucky, perfect marriage. Not saying his marriage or relationship, because no relationship is going to be perfect. You're going to have disagreements. You're going to have some type of thing that's going to rub you the wrong way. But it's like relationships are like what can you tolerate for the most part. If this person is worth the little bit of things that you can tolerate, is this worth spending the rest of your life with, or is this worth having at least a long-term relationship? So I think he wants where Craig is trying to get to. I think Craig is trying to get to in this part of his life, being that he's in his 40s. Like most men who don't have children, who's been married or never been married once. I think where a guy at his age, I think he wants somebody that be like, okay, I want you to rock with me. I want you to represent me. I'm not trying to be 40 something years old and still dealing with a motherfucker calling me motherfuckers and hoes and bitches as a grown ass man. He's not trying to deal with that. What man is trying to deal with that at that age? I think he wants a woman that's a true representation of him. You know what I'm saying? Because when you get older, your bullshit meter is low, very very low. So
I got
I
time.
think
And really, you said it best. You said it best. You might want to keep going with it. I got to run the restaurant right quick. I'm gonna add my little 2 cents on.
I just think, you know, with him being at his age, I think he doesn't want to go through no bullshit, and I can't blame him, you know, because I'm the same way, you know, so so it is what it is when it comes to that, man. So it's just one of those things, man. He just wants somebody that be a true representation of who he is, and like I say, somebody who can represent him individually, who can represent who he is. I think that's where he wants what level he's on. So I mean, yeah, it's one of them things that's just hard to put in words, but you know, I'm putting it in words the best way I can, though. You know, so yeah, man. Hold on for a second.
Oh Lord, I'm back,
Yeah.
bro.
All right, do your thing, bro.
All right, I missed that. What I miss out on?
Yeah. No. It was pretty much saying the same thing. It's pretty much saying the same thing that I was initially saying from the jump. So, but yeah, cook on this, man.
All right, Zanaya, that's a damn good question. I gotta agree with Jimmy J on that. Looks, I'm a 10 on that. Okay, I love it. I love me a nice shaped woman. You know, you can be slim, thick. I don't like no little sloppy built ass woman. Real talk. And
Yeah.
Jimmy, I showed you the picture who I'm currently dating. You know, and I'm just gonna be honest, she doesn't look good. I mean, let me take that back. She doesn't look her age. She looks good for her age. I don't want to say that she don't look good. She looks good for her age. Okay, she looks good for her age. Okay, and you saw a
For sure.
picture of her. I texted you a picture of her. Yeah, she look, and you said it when I told you how she said. It's like, damn, you know. Um, you gotta have, and also with the looks department, it has to be inner looks. It's about how they carry themselves, how they carry themselves as a woman. You know, their
Yeah.
brains. Yeah, they can have the big ass in the world. They can have a nice set of legs in the world. They can have the biggest set of tits in the world, and still have no ass and got a nice pretty set of legs. But it all comes to the mind. The mind
Yeah.
is the
Agreed.
mind is the most attractive. The mind is the most attractive part to a woman, and in your case, if you find a man, to a man as well. Because your man got a fuckboy mind. If you play dating a man, he got a fuckboy mind where your mind is advanced. Don't fuck with him. Um, so that is agreed. Yeah, that is agreed. Uh, Compatibility, yes, Jim. I do agree with Jimmy on that. On the 4, a solid 4. But I'll have to bump it up a notch a little bit to make it, make it half and half a 10. Bump it up a 5, make it 50%. I've dealt with some good ones. I've dealt with some bad ones. I've dealt with some that really don't need to just be in a relationship at all. Period. Straight up.
Uh-huh.
I've dealt, man. I've dealt with some fuck girls to the point where I'm not gonna say this one's name. One got on my Facebook page and said some shit by telling me I need to stop trying to be like my pops and working at FedEx. And man, I had to cut her ass off quick. I said, first of all, hey, the one thing you don't bring my family up if you got a problem with me, your problem need to be me. Don't bring up a family member's name about shit or nothing. But and she was kind of fucked up in the mind anyway. Her looks department was all right. She got big ass titties, but her legs is about as big as mine, my fucking forearm. But she's just a little out there. But yeah, I had to bump it up a notch as far as the 5 goes. Also, I got another little rule. I had to go against my grain about it back in 2012. I'm not gonna say his person's name. It was 2013. I started dating. Beginning of 2013, I started dating someone. Attractive as hell too, still is short as hell, got a big ass, nice ass on him. Your max amount of kids. If you're a woman, you got children. 2.
Uh-huh.
2. Set a limit.
2.
2.
That's mine. I agree. That's mine too.
The woman I dated, we still cool, and her children still cool with me. They're all grown now. She has 4. I will not date. Now, if your children are grown, okay. But if you got 4 or 5 kids that's about to start preschool, or they came out your womb and you nursing them with your titty, keep it moving. Keep it moving. I
agree.
Keep it moving. It's not. I'm not being insecure. I just have a policy about that. I'm not going to a woman with 2 or more children. I'm not going to date. Now, if you got one that's grown and one that's still in grade school, and you got one that's small that's about to be or a little grade school, okay. Because the exception rule is this: your firstborn grown and gone. But if your firstborn still in grade school, your second still in grade school, and you just had a third one and you want to date me, no. I take you out to have a good time, but as far as having a relationship with you, no. Period. That's point blank. I mean, you can't get mad about that. That's how I am. So the max amount, if you're a woman, the max amount of children that you have is 0 to 2. Anything past that, sorry. That's big. Don't take it personal. It's how I am with that rule. Jimmy did dwell on my dislikes. I really do agree with him. He mainly said the same thing. You need to be fucking upfront with me. You need to be upfront by being yourself, because if you gotta be upfront with me by calling me a bitch and a motherfucker or a hoe and all the other shit because you got some past bags from your relationships and or marriage, keep it moving. I don't need to deal with that bullshit. And he agreed with, and I feel this should be everybody. It's not just with older people. It should start with people. It should start with the young folks too. Your bullshit meter need to be on empty.
Exactly.
When it comes to relationship. Your
agree.
bullshit meter needs to be on fucking E. When it comes to you dealing with a woman, and your man dealing with a woman, if you're a man that like to play for the same team, woman like to play, woman want to be with a man, or want to be with your stud or whatever. Just saying like it is. Even though I have my opinions on that, I'm not going to dwell on it. It's nothing negative. Y'all bullshit meter need to be on E.
Exactly.
And the dislike is like this, don't my dislike. What did you say? What my dislike was in your opinion when it comes to a woman?
Oh, damn. I didn't forgot. I didn't forgot. I didn't. Oh, I didn't forgot this. Yeah. But, again, I as an older guy, he, he ain't gonna take no bullshit like you say. That's the main thing.
That's it. Appreciate it. But go ahead and say what you're saying. I'm gonna dwell on it.
No. That's basically what the gist
Yeah,
of it.
I've told several women this. Plenty of women this. I'm not gonna take, even if the woman is older than me, young or older than me, I'm not gonna take no bullshit from you, and let alone you don't have. It's not. You're not God. You think you can have ownership of me by trying to be. Let's put it better way. This was what Jimmy didn't say. I'm not finna let no woman be the man over me. That's my job. That's not your job. Your job is to be the woman. But if you feel you want to be the man and the woman, man and the woman in a relationship, guess what? You deserve to be by yourself.
Agreed.
And Jimmy also said the main thing. I want a woman that's gonna basically be a part of my team with my likes and dislikes, and this and that. Yeah, I like comic books. I like to fucking eat. I like to play video games. I like doing live streams like this. I like doing what I do. Hell, I can't, with the apartment complex gym being closed because it's bullshit. Hell, I can't work out like I normally would do anymore. There are a lot of things I like to do. I had one. Ted, it's fun. You there? Did this man's mic just go off again? Damn. Let me send this man this link again. He didn't. Shit. Yeah, but Jimmy, his mic then went out. Okay. All right, you there, man?
Yeah, I'm live in the direct. Now I hit something on this computer and it backpedaled. So some
Okay.
But
Yeah, because I resent you the link, but
yeah, you good.
but Jimmy basically said it best, and I've said it with everyone, with any woman that I'm with, or whatever. I admit I do have a defense mechanism. I lie a little bit too much. I don't lie to try to hurt people. I lie to try to protect folks because sometimes I don't be wanting them to find out what really be going on, shit like that. No harm, no foul. I mean, you shouldn't be mad about that. It's like what you said. I think it was either you or Murphy said something. I think it was my boy Murphy that said it. You can't be mad at somebody. Like if you know you can't get mad at somebody because you can't get at a person for not letting you get close to them. You get my drift.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
they
agree.
had their reasons. Maybe they had their reasons. You know, I don't lie. And I said on here. I don't lie to try to to be trying to hurt folks, man. I just it's really defense.
Uh-huh.
I lie because like okay, incident happened earlier tonight. I'm not gonna get in the beginning of that. Fuck, when you understand from my fucking point of view why I did it, it'd be a fear that you'll say something behind me, you'll say something behind my back beforehand, and then say something to me after the fact.
Right.
And yeah, and I'm wrong about it. Yeah, I do tell the truth a lot, even though I was told that at times I do bend the truth. I don't bend, that's more of a way of putting it. I don't lie, I just bend the truth at times.
Okay.
Because I don't, my thing is I don't want. I try not to hurt others. I'd rather take the consequences, take the brunt of blow. Like if, just say for example, Jimmy, if some, hypothetically speaking, I'm not putting it out there. Just say like if your woman looking for you, okay,
Right.
you like, okay, you supposed to be at your job, but you ain't showed up.
Yeah.
They calling me, first and foremost, your boss calling me. And I tell him, I was like, well, I ain't heard nothing. I said, well, hey, I ain't heard nothing from him in a minute. So this is my first time hearing about this. And in actuality, your ass over my crib, and I'm telling you, get your ass on, go, or wake your ass up.
Uh-huh.
Tell you to get your ass up and go, or whatnot. But if your girl called, I'm gonna tell her the same damn thing. I said, hey, I ain't. I said, hey, as far as I know, I believe Jimmy went to work, or like you believe. Yeah, he left out. He said, yeah, I'm gone, man. I'll ask some questions. He said, okay, later. And that way, give your ass time to get where the fuck you need to go to cover your ass. Because a woman's way of thinking is, I'm gonna call Jimmy's boss to find out if he at work anyway. I think Craig lying to me. But then if she do call your boss and say, well, yeah, I just say, kind of ironic. Yeah, he on his way here now. Yeah, he just or I mean, like 10 minutes later, Jimmy just made it in right now. He had he said he was over his friend's Craig's house. He had overslept, slept off whatever, and he had overslept getting to work, so everything good. See, it's more about covering your ass and mine too.
Uh-huh.
So I'm not saying, ladies, I'm not a habitual cheater. I don't cheat. Because last time I did cheat in a relationship, I was about like 2021. I don't do nothing like that. I don't, no, I don't do nothing like that.
Uh-huh.
But one thing that to take away from this is Jimmy just want whatever woman that plans on being with me or is current that is with me or plans on being with me down the road in case things don't work out on my end with what's going on with me now or whatever. Basically, he's saying just be on the fucking same page with me.
Yep.
And if you can't get on the same page, just suggest you just read you a new book.
Yeah, move around, as they say out here in Houston.
Yep.
Move around.
Because I ain't got time. And plus, I'm not. And another thing, what I'm not going to tolerate, there's a difference between a man and a child. If you got a child, you talk to your child. If you got a man in your corner, and the man stand up, and the man put you in your fucking place, you better shut up. That's how I am.
I agree.
Because you need to know the difference between who your man is and who your child is with me. If I'm not your child, I'm your man. And when I tell you what the hell I'm not going to let you do, you abide by it. You can't follow them rules, you're fired.
Yep, you're fired.
Or as they say in WWE, we wish you well. I will do nothing but wish you well with your future endeavors.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm. But other than that, man, it's shit. It's getting late, man. You got anything you like to add?
Oh, nothing else, man. It's getting late for me too, man. Yeah, I'm gonna lay it down myself, man.
Oh yeah, most deaf. I probably watch me something on Tubby right quick. This movie I watched, True to the Game. It's pretty good,
Oh,
man.
oh yeah, I read the book. It's a pretty good book. Pretty good book,
Yeah,
man.
and what's the name? Columbus Short. Man, yeah, That a very underrated actor. Yeah, it was a very good movie, man. So I'm gonna rewatch that again. So
yeah, I love it. Love that movie.
yep. But since Jimmy J don't have nothing to add, this is Craig L. Smith II with a very good edition. Nothing fake, everything real in this of Let's Draw Something. Episode 42. Don't know what we're gonna cover. But we did say later soon down the road, we was gonna do the Kobe dedication. And Jimmy, did you get that message about that? About what I would like about the coup I like to pull on for that Kobe dedication?
I don't recall. I'm not sure.
Man,
It's
I
pretty
did
long.
box you on Facebook.
If you could copy paste and resend it, that'd be very fine. I'm not sure
Damn.
though, off the top of my head.
I understand when you're doing them office jobs, bro. That's understandable.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, Jimmy's he's an office guy now.
Yeah, I'm in the office, so yeah.
Man, that's good, man. That's damn. What the fuck?
Oh yeah, that's one thing about me. I'm gonna find me some work, man, till I get to where I need to get to. So yeah, we can get back in the game.
Yeah, there you go. Yep. Yeah, I'm about to send it to you right now. Just copy and paste it.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm
Yep.
finna go on and lay it down tonight.
All right. But with that being said, we finna sign off because we gotta check our ass for cracks. That's once again. That was your boy Jimmy J. Smooth, born and raised in 901, representing 832. Y'all know how you do. I'm Craig L. Smith II. Peace and the
Peace.
pleasure has been all yours.
Peace.